You'll probably easily recognise this model as the Ford Mondeo, but what may stump you is this little word here, Vignale, or Vignale as it's actually pronounced. But what is Vignale? Well, in a nutshell, it was launched almost 70 years ago as an Italian coach builder, going on to work with brands like Ferrari on the design side of things. Now, Vignale acts as Ford's luxury sub-brand, kind of how DS used to be with Citroën. So what does the Vignale badge get you? Well, the most obvious addition is this new unique mesh grille. You also get some nice slick 18-inch alloy wheels, and there's some additional chrome highlights on the outside. You even get a bespoke customer service package, which we'll come back to a bit later. But as with any other luxury model, it's all about what's going on the inside. Well, first off, it definitely gets a thumbs up in the comfort department with this full leather upholstery with a swanky hexagonal stitching and 10-way adjustable setup. And it even smells amazing as well. And you can actually get these seats in a rather flamboyant cashmere cream if you want to show off a bit. And this high quality leather on the seats has actually been plastered all over the dashboard, which gives a nice soft touch, luxurious feel. And there's even highlights and materials dotted around the cabin that you may expect to be made of plastic, like these for example, but they're actually made of metal. On the tech side of things, you get Ford's Sync 2 system with voice control, sat-nav, DAB radio, Bluetooth, a rear reversing camera, a Sony sound system, the whole shebang. The tech highlight for me though, and I have mentioned this in previous new Ford reviews, is this instrument cluster behind the steering wheel. A few things that may take a bit of getting used to though include the numerous menus you've got to trawl through on the 8-inch touchscreen and the sheer amount of buttons on the steering wheel. Sitting in the back certainly has a chauffeur-like feel to it with these really comfy seats and the tons of legroom you get. But speaking about being chauffeured in it, the Mondeo is probably better suited to, say, Alan Sugar rather than Dragon's Den's Peter Jones, because, well, headroom is quite limited, especially if you're a tall passenger. Coming around to the boot, the Mondeo has 541 litres of storage space. Now that means it sits in between the BMW 3 Series and the Volkswagen Passat. Bear in mind though, aside from the Vignale model, if you go for something like the Mondeo Hybrid, the battery pack will eat into this space quite a bit, by 160 litres in fact. If you go for the Vignale, then you'll be no doubt after a comfortable cruiser, and this 6-speed powershift automatic really fits the bill, and will handle anything that you're likely to throw at it. We've got this auto mated to a 178 brake horsepower 2-litre diesel, which has some nice low down punch to it and can cover the 0 to 62 miles per hour sprint time in under 9 seconds. However, for a 2-litre diesel, it's not actually that efficient, claiming an average return of 53 miles per gallon. Although realistically, you'd be lucky if you can get upwards of 40 miles per gallon. Our model also emits 138 grams per kilometre of CO2, but that's probably because it's all-wheel drive. Wait, a comfortable cruiser? Do you really need all-wheel drive? The suspension setup in the new Mondeo is slightly on the firm side, but that gives you a bit of extra composure when it comes to cornering. Although the steering doesn't really inspire you to open it up on a country road. Still, it's nice and precise and, well, it's definitely good enough for whatever you're going to need it for. But let's get back to its luxury appeal. Now, Ford describes this interior as an oasis of calm. I'm not quite sure I go that far, but it definitely is comfortable in here, and best of all, very quiet. I mean, the standard Mondeo is quiet anyway, but this interior is just particularly relaxed. There's even active noise control, which identifies sounds that are coming into the cabin and inverts the sound waves to cancel the noise out. Now, I'm not 100% sure exactly how that works, but the bottom line is, it's so quiet in here that you can whisper and be heard by your passengers even at motorway speeds. See? Told you. So the Vignale sits in the luxury saloon segment, and it costs around 30 grand. You know what that means? Competition from German rivals like the BMW 3 Series, the Mercedes C-Class and the Volkswagen Passat. And there's even competition from the likes of the Jaguar XE. But entering into the luxury Vignale club does come with ownership perks, like complimentary car washes, 24/7 on-call support from your own Vignale relationship manager, and Ford will even pick up and drop off your car when servicing is required. But is all that worth 30k plus? Well, you may not hear hardcore Ford fanboys complaining, but if you've always bought German, then the Vignale may not be on your shortlist. What do you think of the Mondeo Vignale? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the inquire button to find out more details about this car, or for any other models, visit carkeys.co.uk. And to watch more reviews, click one of the links on screen now.